everybody, this is Charles again, and the time is here. Q&A. And well, I've gotten a lot of submissions, and I want to thank everybody for participating. So, let's get ready. I'm ready to answer a lot of questions from a lot of my friends and subscribers. Okay, first question. Well, this is submitted by Zubby. How are you doing, Zubby? I love your craft videos. What was your favorite video games when you were a kid? As a kid, I really loved Mortal Kombat. That's my favorite video game of all time. I used to be addicted to Halo when I got an Xbox 360, but Mortal Kombat is my go-to video game. I mean, I have Mortal Kombat 9 for the Xbox 360, and I downloaded Mortal Kombat 10 for my PlayStation 4. So, thank you, Zubby, for that question. Next question is by Chocho. How are you doing, Chocho? He's a very good friend of mine. I gave him a shout out in one of my recent videos. Great guy, talented customizer. What is your favorite comic book series, ongoing or completed? Very good question, since I know in the Transformers and such community, in that group I'm considered the comic book guy. But, you know, I love a lot of other things too. There's a lot of storylines that I like that it's hard to pick, but I'll share with you some of my favorites. For Marvel, one of my favorite storylines of all time is Secret Wars. I just love the storyline that it's an intergalactic war between the forces of good and evil. Every superhero and supervillain has been summoned for this big event by the Beyonder, and whoever wins remains victorious. For DC, one of my favorite storylines is Batman the Killing Joke, because I just love Joker's philosophy on insanity, and I just love the fantastic story and artwork. But for more recent stuff, I'm reading Red Sonja. I'm trying to get into comic books outside of Marvel and DC. I mean, well, you already know I read the IDW Transformers and Ninja Turtles stuff, but I really like Red Sonja, and I hope to read more from her because she is a great character. So thank you for that question, Chocho, and thank you for participating. Bloodhaven Comics and Reviews. First question. What got you into collecting? Well, it was back in 2009 when I stumbled upon Sean Long's toy reviews, and I thought they were really cool, and I think it's cool that even an adult can play with toys and make it into a hobby, so that's what got me into collecting. And second question. Harvey Dent, can we trust him? My blunt answer for that, no, you can't, because he's very unpredictable. Because sometimes he's conflicted with his good and evil sides. Sometimes he can be a villain, sometimes he can be a hero, or even a mix of both, an anti-hero. So thank you so much, Bloodhaven. Unique Flame Girl. My most recent subscriber and a very good friend of mine, especially in the Transformers and such group in Facebook. How are you doing, Unique Flame Girl? First question. What's your favorite figure from the Titans Return line so far? My favorite Titans Return figure is Titans Return Perceptor as of now, since I really do like the figure, and he was really hard to track down until I went to Wizard World Comic Con, and I was so happy to have him, and he was beyond my expectations. Such an amazing figure. And question number 2. What got you into Transformers? Very good question. If you've known me for a very long time, and if you followed my channel, You know Transformers is one of my four favorite franchises. And if you don't know what the other three are, it's Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. So those four are my favorite franchises. But I still like others, but those four, I love them the best. But to answer your question, I watched Beast Wars and Beast Machines as a kid. And my parents used to buy me some of the toys. They even bought me some of the pre-Transformer stuff like Diaclone and Microman toys. And Transformers has been one of my favorite franchises ever since, and definitely in my top four. So thank you so much, Unique Flame Girl. Next question from Darth Phoenix 619. How are you doing, Tony? Darth Phoenix is a really good friend of mine. Favorite anime? Well, I have two favorite anime. One is Dragon Ball Z, and the other is Mobile Suit Gundam. I know that you know that I love Mobile Suit Gundam, Darth Phoenix. But if it's more recent stuff, I would say Dragon Ball Super, which is a direct sequel to Dragon Ball Z, and Tokyo Ghoul. I absolutely love Tokyo Ghoul, one of the best anime of all time. And I know a lot of people share the same opinion as me. So, thank you for that question. And second question, your best career options. Well, a lot of people say I would make an excellent teacher. A lot of people say I'm smart. I mean, my dad and I, we just set up a new TV in our room like 2 days ago, and he was able to set up the TV. He didn't know how to connect the Wi-Fi, so I had to connect it myself, and my older sister and my dad said how smart I was. So I think about becoming a teacher one day. So thank you, Darth Phoenix 619. I hope you're doing incredibly well, Tony. Next up is Tevya Smoka. You have really good questions, but they're really long, so I'll just summarize them. And yeah. What was your opinion of the Superman Reborn storyline? I like it. I don't see anything wrong with it, but everybody has a different opinion. And yes, I am excited for the Doomsday Clock storyline coming to DC Rebirth. And question number 2. What was your opinion on E3 2017 this year? There's a lot of good games to come out this year, like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Injustice 2, which already came out, Star Wars Battlefront 2 2017, and the new Gundam game for the PS4, and the new Spider-Man game, and you guys know how much I love all of those things. So, thank you, Tevya, for your questions. Six Shot Changer Reviews. How are you doing, Chris and Nat? And considering that their channel is by two people, Six Shot Changer and All in a Blur, I'll count them both as separate submissions. The first one is by Chris. Why do you like Samurai? I'm glad that you asked that. It was ever since I was a little kid. I've always liked the idea of knights and samurai. I especially like their armor and their weapons, their philosophy, well, for samurai, I like learning about Bushido, which is the Japanese or samurai equivalent of chivalry. I really like their armor and their weapons like the katana, the wakizashi, the Yumi bow and arrow. And I especially love the helmets with the crests on the front and the back plate. And I just like learning about history and warriors in general. I just love weapons and armor. So I hope I answered your first question, Chris. And second question. What's the best Predator movie so far? Well, best, that can be debated and argued. So I won't say what's the best, but I will say what's my personal favorite. My favorite out of the three Predator movies is Predators, plural, the 2010 movie with Adrian Brody. I really like it. It's my favorite movie because it actually feels like a sequel to the first Predator movie. Not saying Predator 2 was bad by any means. I liked it for various reasons, like I like how the main antagonists, they're flat out evil. They're not neutral, they're not anti-heroes like how most Predators are. They are flat out evil. And they kill anybody, even their own kind. And I especially love the fight scene with the crucified Predator fighting the Berserker Predator. So that's like a good Predator fighting an evil Predator, which I thought is incredibly cool. I love the cast, they're all talented. And I love the diversity, like Royce being American, Isabel being Israeli, Hanzo being Japanese, Chuchilo being Hispanic, Mombasa being African. Yeah, so I hope that answered your question too, Chris. So thank you so much, Six Shot Changer Reviews. So this is Natalie's submissions, all in a blur. How are you doing, Nat? Question number 1. Predators or aliens? Predators. Definitely predators. Doesn't mean I don't love xenomorphs. I still do. I'm just more of a predator kind of guy. Mostly because I love their weapons and armor. Just like what I mentioned with Chris's question. I love their high-tech weapons like swords, blades, spears, plasma cannons. And I like learning about their culture. I like Yoja for their culture and civilization. I like xenomorphs for their biology. I hope that answers your first question. Question number 2. Anthony Tryon or Anthony M. Boychuk? Beefatron or Chocho? Well, that's a really tough question because I don't like to play favorites because they're both awesome. I won't say who's better than the other because they're both awesome in their own ways, but I'm a lot closer with Chocho because, you know, he and I talk a lot more often, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. You know, he and I are very close, but I want to get to know more about Beefy. And question number 3. Favorite superhero movie so far? I still haven't yet to see Wonder Woman. So, right now I would say Logan, the new Wolverine movie with Daphne Keane and Hugh Jackman, which is his last movie, and he went out high, and I really think that's the best Fox X-Men movie to date. So thank you so much for your questions, all in a blur. I hope you and Chris are doing fantastic. And last questions are from Dumbass Reviewer. How are you doing? Question number 1. Will you ever do another collection video that involves comics and action figures? I will say yes, but it's not a definite yes. Mostly because how busy I am, but it's not a no either. So when I have the time to do so, I will do it when I have the free time and get ready for everything. And question number 2. Top 10 action figures in your collection. Right now, I wouldn't say I have a top 10, but when I come around it, maybe it will be for a special occasion like New Year's Eve or something like that, or anything related, like maybe I could do different top 10 action figures from various lines, like top 10 Transformers, or top 10 Gundam, or top 10 Marvel Legends, top 10 DC Universe Classics / Multiverse, top 10 Star Wars. So I won't have a top 10 right now. I'm not going to say it right off the bat, but I'll think about it. So thank you for those questions, Dumbass Reviewer. I want to thank everybody for participating in this video. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun too. I really like answering questions, and I hope you guys get to know me more. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope I answered all of your guys' questions. And I'll see you in the next video.